Welcome to Knights of Roleplay and Adventuring Podcast. This is an actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Royalty-free music provided by Kevin MacLeod, Michael Gelfie Studios, Plate Mail Games, and Tabletop Audio. And now, to adventure. Hello and welcome. My name is Chris Buckner. I'm the primary Dungeon Master for Knights of Roleplay and Adventuring Podcast. As our adventure begins, it is Stardate 0111.83. The Rock of Brawl is under siege by the Illithid Empire's fleet. The party is on the bridge of the Empire's command ship in the middle of an intense battle with 4 elite shock troopers and the sinister mind flare in black robes with metal face tentacles named Zaxos, who is the leader of the Illithid Empire. Matisse's former employer, the Thrycreen Mulefoal, and the Red Bounty Hunter named Arcanos were killed, but not before Matisse fell victim to the power word kill from the spell Power Word Kill from Zaxos. A Revivify spell from Strax put Matisse back on her feet. Janie has been stunned, knocked unconscious, then brought back to consciousness. Irina, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, lies dead on the floor after having her brain devoured by Zaxos. Strax is currently grappled by Zaxos' metal face tentacles. So, adventurers, let's resume the combat. So, we are at the top of round 6, and we are starting with Arvine, Aasimar Fighter Rogue. Let me talk about the battlefield real quick here. So, we are using the giant book of sci-fi battle mats from Low-Key, page 20, and at the far end, we have a stunned GH-88 and SDO2.
Still.
Irina's body is on the far right. Sort of in the lower left corner is where most of the action's going on. We have 3 stunned shock troopers that are all bloodied and 1 unstunned shock trooper that is not bloodied. And then we have Zaxos holding on to Strax's face. And to the right of Zaxos, from my point of view, is Matisse. From my point of view, Strax is on the other side of Zaxos. Janie's a little bit further behind Strax, and up in the air in square 3, flying around, is Arvine. So, top of round 6, Arvine, Aasimar, Fighter Rogue.
A few more rounds, and I might actually get my droids back.
Maybe.
Well, typically the effects only last for 1 minute, which would be around 10 or 11.
10 rounds, yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I've ever seen this many rounds.
Right.
I do believe in another adventure we did do more.
Never with
It's
me.
rare. It's rare.
Didn't we get to like 16 and something?
I remember that.
Never.
Is that the one? Is that the one where I threw the rock?
Maybe.
Yeah, that could be.
It might have been in the Shroud game, yeah. Okay.
Alright. So, first things first, I am in square 3, right? So if I go down
I believe so, yeah.
square 2, I'll be touch range with Janie.
I can't quite see the angle from where
Janie
I'm
is
sitting.
like right next to me where you had it. So I'm assuming you had this right because the last adventure I couldn't see anything with the angle the way it was.
Yeah,
It was
I
all
mean, is the
distorted.
square that's directly below you?
Right next to
It's
me.
right next to me.
Adjacent. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Then yes, if you go down to square 2, you can touch Janie.
You
Yes.
could kick me in the face.
So, swoops
Yes, you
down, super smooth motion, swipes out an adrenaline shot and sticks you with it. So,
Oh no. Is this the first time Janie's had adrenaline?
I don't know. Maybe.
is she more wild than adrenaline?
Where did you get that? I didn't know you had one.
Oh, I've had one for a while now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ever since you got them melted on the construct, the next time we came into one, I kept it. I've been working slowly through it. He's been asking me about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought the one we had was our last one.
No,
Okay. Why didn't you?
I thought it was too, so this is a surprise to Janie.
So you get back a quarter of your hit points. You get temp hit points equal to your con, and you get advantage on your next attack roll if you make one, and you get 1 level of exhaustion.
So that's 47 hit points.
Nope. I'm on square 2. Oh, what do I want to do with the rest of my turn?
My constitution is 16. And you said advantage on my next attack roll if I make one.
Correct.
Okay. Good to know.
Did I put a duration on that? Not that it probably matters. Does it say before the character's next turn starts?
Look, John can probably navigate.
John can look it up while you take the rest of your turn.
I think it's probably still in my inventory
so,
here.
do I?
I know I missed mine the last time because I was doing something.
So Janie's high and fly on
I think
flying high on adrenaline.
Do I think that if I attacked Zaxos the right way, I would have a chance of cutting the tentacles that are grabbing Strax?
No.
Okay.
Before the end of
He's
their
up
next
against
turn.
a wall.
Before the end of the
This
next
is
turn.
Zaxos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if I went to cut them, but that's why I was asking. He said no.
So if you don't make an attack roll before the end of your next turn, then that benefit goes away.
Okay.
That happened to me.
And likewise,
It's okay.
like, if we were to try to shove him away from Strax, even shoving him to the side would not break the grip, or would it?
It would not. Because he'd still be adjacent to him, just in a different square.
Yeah, you'd have to shove him
10
away
feet.
from me.
Yeah. There would have to be a square between the two of them. Zaxos can run circles around Strax right now and not lose the grapple.
But if we could shove him 10 feet.
Correct.
Sam, look, I have the ability to do that.
What, cast that spell? Yeah.
No, to shove.
From where you are, yes. You can use an attack to make a shove attack and to push him 5 feet. And from your angle, you'd push him away from you.
Janie is still technically bloodied, right?
Maybe I will try to do that.
She's a
Oh,
less.
God, yes.
Okay.
Oh, God, yes.
I didn't miss
Actually,
any.
no, sorry.
I didn't
take
miss
that back.
anybody
I screwed up.
else
I
being
thought-
bloodied.
For some reason, I thought where
wall.
I'm standing was him and where he's standing is me. No. If you push him, he'd still be adjacent to me.
Gotcha.
Strax, you're not bloodied, right?
I am.
Is that correct?
not
And Greg,
ready.
Greg, you're not bloodied. Matisse not bloodied.
He's technically on this square that's like halfway off, right?
Correct.
And you're right next to him.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, those markers are making it a little
Hard.
bit difficult. Yeah.
Is this a wall? This edge?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't push him any farther that way.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so she's
Would have to be
gonna
this way or that way.
use the rest of her movement to swoop into flanking.
Okay.
So she's going to be hovering, but at ground level. So, not drop the mini.
Okay. So Arvine is now, from my perspective, on the left side of Zaxos, and Matisse is on the right. So they're flanking.
So,
And Matisse and Arvine are both flying
right.
because Janie made Matisse fly.
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
So she's going to say,
That's a difficult thing for the big bad guy with two melee people who can fly.
she's going to say, let's end this, and she's going to swing. Swing.
Arvine comes down with the two laser swords, Ahsoka style.
Critical on a 19.
Yay!
Alright, with max damage on the base die. Yay!
Yay!
Alright, that is 3 sessions in a row now. That's entertaining.
Yay, homebrew feet, homebrew weapon, homebrew feet. Yay, homebrew stuff.
She's thinking too.
She came over to look.
So I'm going to pop a sneak attack on that naturally.
Okay.
Alright. That's respectable. Alright. So,
I am seeing a lot of 4s and 5s.
8, 9, 10. Do 20. 30. 52 plus 8 more is 60, 67, 67 plus Asimar damage, 87 damage.
87 damage.
Whoa.
Ooh.
It's all right.
She packs a little bit of punch. Oh, yeah.
Killed her friend, man. She's pissed. She might be a little more stoic than Janie, but she's been seething for a while now.
Your friend?
She took out Batiste.
She killed Matisse.
Oh,
Or he
okay.
killed
He killed
Matisse.
I was like, are you talking about the chick over there that I can't even remember her name?
No, I'm referring to the person who saved my life, who I watched get power word killed as someone was mocking me.
Okay.
Okay, so
Janie's really hopped up on adrenaline. She can't remember a lot.
Strax and Zaxos are struggling back and forth with the tentacles around his face, and Zaxos loses sight of exactly what Arvine's doing with the laser sword and takes a massive hit and bloodies Zaxos.
Ooh.
All right. So
I don't know if you can get a bloody marker in that area, but just know that Zaxos is bloodied.
Oh, I'm
she
going
can
to do
do. She's
this.
gonna bounce on her spine.
There you go.
Oh yeah. All right. So extra attack.
Oh, I got this.
She's like, I'm on it.
I'm on this.
All right. So nice.
Very nice.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, Liliana. All right. Extra attack. AC 24 to hit.
AC 24, even with the shield up, just hits.
All right. So
I wrote down shield. Don't forget shield. Shield went up.
yeah, the AC 24. Oh man. So target 19. All right. But 12 more, just for good measure.
I'm sorry, you said 12 more damage?
Yep.
Okay. Swing on the second one, 12 more damage.
And she is going to stay there and hope that Matisse gets a chance to attack in flank.
Okay. All right, so now we're going on to Zaxos' turn.
Oh boy.
Okay, so first things first. Let's see.
I don't remember if I've used my reaction yet.
I don't
Okay.
think you have.
I still
No,
have
'cause I just started
a
the
large
round, so
menu
no.
of
No,
options
but
here.
since my last turn.
I don't think you have.
No, I probably won't.
Yeah.
Because there was only one legendary action between me and you, so.
Okay, let's see. All right, so Zaxos' current situation is
Precarious.
Zaxos is feeling outnumbered because 3 of the 4 shock troopers are stunned. So it's basically Zaxos and this one shock trooper against the 4 of you. It's surrounded by 3 of you. So Zaxos would probably want to try to thin the numbers, if at all possible.
Where are you up to?
There are 2 melee fighters flanking Zaxos, and if Zaxos tries any leaving shenanigans, they're just going to fly over and beat on them anyway.
Which means he's going to try and suck my brother's brains out.
Yeah.
Or he's going to try power word.
People have resistance to spell damage, which Zaxos has learned at this point, and the flying person seems to be particularly able to avoid dexterity-based spells.
Not to mention being particularly annoying.
She did blow up his space station, man.
If Zaxos was going to try to thin the numbers, Janie would be the target, because she's the only one that's showing bloodied at the moment. How desperate is Zaxos at this point?
Fairly?
Right?
Sorry, I know these turns take a while. So many options.
It's okay. John takes a long time, so.
This is the final fight, and I usually don't, so I have a...
But John has
I think it's
taken
okay.
long enough that you could take like an entire fight to think about
I
this.
understand.
And it would still make. I love you, John.
I understand.
Well, you running and managing a 3-session fight so we could have a really challenging end of campaign fight, whereas
it's-
we've been time constrained on so many, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I don't think about action in between rounds. It's just that usually by the time it gets to my turn, whatever action I had
Everything's
planned
changed, yeah.
just
I have that problem too.
Time to regroup.
so.
Well, that all went out the window.
Yep.
The window, the second story window.
Do you still have your reaction?
I think so.
Okay, that's good. That's clutch.
Okay. Can't get away. Can't do a lot of spell damage. Wants to eat brains, but it's getting beaten up at the same time. Ugh. Shock troopers are doing nothing at the moment.
Shock troopers are shocked.
Okay,
Shocking.
Let's try this. Let's try. I don't know how good this is going to be. Zaxos is going to. Do they want to release the face tentacles on Strax? Legendary actions.
This is perfect for this right now.
I mean, by the time that Zaxos sucks the brains out, Zaxos could be dead. And Zaxos doesn't know how many hit points that Strax has, so that's a meta thing.
But he has a rough idea of how he's feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got.
Zaxos can see that Janie is very beat up. Okay, I'm going to stand up for a second so I can look at the map.
I don't know if I've ever felt this scared in a fight.
I felt it last week.
I know.
Actually, you were scared for me too. You were like, I was like, oh no.
I almost reached for my comfort beholder. I had my stuffed beholder with me. I was like, comfort me, stuffed beholder.
Stuff, people.
DM Chris is stumped.
Okay. Alright, so. None of these options are good, so I gotta pick something. Something which is the least not good. So Zaxos is casting a spell.
I cast a spell.
Zaxos is casting Dimension Door. 4th level Dimension Door, Sarah. Do you have any sort of a response?
I will counterspell.
What level counterspell are you going to use?
I am going to 7th level counterspell.
7th level counterspell. Okay.
Good call. Make it hard for him to counter your counter.
Wizard
So
battles.
Zaxos is going to try to counter your counter.
Burn those high level disintegrates.
Yes.
Okay, but Zaxos has to make an ability check though because Janie's counterspell level is higher.
So that would be a DC 17.
DC 17. Yep. So intelligence check.
Wait. This is... Okay.
Because the spell level
10
is-
plus the spell level.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yep. Okay. So let's see here. So here is it's
Unfortunately, that's
17.
And that is my reaction because
You
I
can't
can't bend it.
Penalize
Yeah.
him. Can you penalize him at all?
I don't have any abilities of that nature.
Okay, I didn't know how your stuff all worked, so.
Really?
So
I'm kidding.
the DC was it was 17. 17. Okay. So intelligence check is 14.
Doesn't make
Janie's finally getting some revenge for being shut down for the first half of the fight.
That was the highest spell slot I had left.
Good gamble, Janie. Good gamble.
Okay, so that was actually Zaxos sort of kind of cast a spell and then cast another spell, a reaction spell and a regular spell, but the first spell was countered, and the second spell did not work. So Zaxos is basically left now with bonus action and movement, which doesn't probably leave a whole lot, unfortunately, because the bonus action can't be a spell, right?
Can't be a leveled spell.
Can't be a level spell, right?
And I don't know of any bonus action cantrips.
Yeah, they don't exist. Yeah. So unless you have sorcery points,
I don't think
right?
Misty
Yeah.
Step is on this list.
Misty Step is a leveled spell.
Is it? Oh, you're sorry, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And any attempt to move would be a...
Unless you have Misty Step as part of the thing that makes it like an action instead of a spell. There are some things that do that. I had it on one of my bards.
Right.
I
It was
don't
pretty
think
handy.
Zaxos is that good of a singer, though.
Definitely not.
Yeah. No Britannia Spears. Though.
No, definitely doesn't measure up
His
to
voice is
Britannia.
kind of tinny.
That's just the mic. No.
Okay. So, Zaxos could try to move, but would get an opportunity attack.
Curious.
And then it's going to be Matisse.
My heart rate's 104 right now, just so you know. my Fitbit is telling me my heart rate's 104 right now.
Are you agitated right now?
Nervous? High blood pressure?
Okay. I
That'd be a fun thing to run across the bottom of the screen during a live cast.
don't think there's much more that Zaxos can
Or
do
vitals.
other than provoke an opportunity attack. In which case, Matisse is flying. That's not going to make a difference anyway. All right. Zaxos is just going to have to stay there.
That was his best chance, and
So now we're on to
Okay.
Matisse. Yes, with the awesome counterspell
That's
from
my
Janie.
bro
Did you,
with his advantage.
Wild Surge?
I don't know.
And his-
Let's find out.
We have to see if there's a wild surge with that.
I did not.
Okay.
We're on
Could have been
to
fun.
Matisse, Diva
Right?
Paladin.
She awesomely counters and goes, meh.
And I'm going to whale up on.
You got some advantage there.
Turns into a
All set to
plant.
go. Kick some butt, dude.
Okay, so it is 25 to hit.
Oh, and the counterspell means no more shield. Ooh.
And I'm going to smite the out of that.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Did you
Level.
roll your
That's true.
improved
He has no
dice
reaction.
already, Greg?
Yes.
I'm trying to keep track of my reactions.
Where's the other D20 then? I'm missing it.
It's on.
It's up there.
Oh,
It's the green
oh
one.
now I see it.
I
Kids,
found
can
your
you
reactions
trust
to be
that
pretty
he's
subtle
rolling
so far.
correctly
What's that?
by now?
So I found your reactions to be pretty
Okay,
subtle.
so level 5 smite.
I try to keep it kind of even.
How much is level 5?
Actually, you don't get any benefits for going level 5. If you have level 4 slots,
Okay,
then
I
you'll
have
still
4.
get... Because you max out at 5 smite dice unless it's undead,
Okay.
which he's not undead.
No.
He's
Yes.
definitely not undead yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, a 4th
Rolled it
level
yet.
smite, you get 5d8, I believe.
Okay, so it's 5 extra.
You?
You know what I'm going to do this black one here.
Which dice have the magic?
They got the
7 and a
magic.
6.
Oh, big money.
That's good. Okay,
I
so
don't across the board, but wow, 2 7 7 8. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's
So Matisse
pretty great.
with the laser sword and shield.
4 out of the 5 above average. That's pretty good.
So 14, 14, 28, plus 14, 32, plus 9, 41,
41 total?
41 total
41 total. Okay.
on attack number 1.
This is 41 damage on attack number 1. With some divine energy from Mayhem.
Yes.
Okay, still up.
Attack number 2. Okay, so that is going to be 20 to hit.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Fortunately, no shield, so that does hit.
All right. Smite again.
Yeah, buddy.
Smite.
So I'm going to roll the same amount of dice.
Mighty.
And that's my last level 3 smite, so
Your last level 4.
level 4.
Yeah.
Well, now's the time to burn them.
Come on, bud.
Yeah, let's see. 7, 9, 10,
A big gun.
17, 24.
So my plan for that, Sarah, just so you know how good that was, was to get into position to mind blast the entire party again. How would you stop the positioning?
I figured it was something pretty evil.
I thought it was just trying to TTFO.
Although conceivably Matisse, depending on where Matisse went, could have messed it up too, but...
I hate thinking.
Do you want someone to help?
Greg is mathing really hard.
Yes, I'm
There's
burning
smoke coming out of his brains.
short circuiting. 7, 14, a 7,
It's 21.
23,
24.
24 plus your modifier.
plus
Your
9.
modifier.
Yep.
So 24 plus 9 is 33.
I was close. I was off by 1.
So 33 damage?
Yes.
Okay, more divine energy from Mayheen.
Add 10 and then minus 1 when you're adding 9.
Gotcha. And I'm going to use my fizzy point to attack again.
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
Is fine.
My mental shortcut is to take 1 from the first digit and add it to the second one.
Well, that too.
Yeah, just move it over.
That's mentally what I'm doing too, but it's easier to explain it the other way.
Okay. So that's going to be 17 to hit.
I don't think
17
that
to
hits.
hit misses.
You don't have inspiration or anything like that where you can reroll a dice?
I
No,
think he
I
burned it
used it.
earlier.
And you
To
can't
save
buff
myself.
attack rolls, right?
I cannot buff. No, I can buff ability checks and saving throws at this
Okay.
point.
All right. So,
All right, so 2 good hits with flashes of divine radiance from Mayheen. Missed the third, and then is that Matisse's turn?
Yes.
So we're on to legendary action from Zaxos. Could continue to try to crush Strax's head.
As if he could. My skull's too thick.
It's that again.
Okay, from the available options.
I have that reaction.
All right, Zaxos. So you can see, John. You can see like one of your eyes can see Zaxos' face around the tentacles. You can see the look.
I have to?
Yeah. You can see that the look in Zaxos' eyes basically has gone from like grim determination to fear, and the eyes are darting around and looking at Matisse and Arvine flanking, and kind of taking stock of the fact that most of their allies are stunned. There seems to be a sort of desperation. So, what happened here?
what's his limit break?
Just strike out wild and with all abandon.
So, okay.
Now that's the look I was waiting for.
Would Zaxos be desperate to injure or desperate to survive? Is the question.
Is he a coward?
How hateful.
Are you
Right?
chicken? McFly.
Hey, John, can you do me a favor and close the curtain behind you? Thank you. Stupid Melbourne. I need to take that off sometime. Thank you.
All right, Zaxos is going to try to survive. I don't know that it's going to help, says Chris the DM, but Zaxos is probably going to try to survive. So Zaxos turns invisible.
All right.
But he's still kind of
Still there.
in my face.
Okay, if I sense him
Yeah.
try to move away, then obviously I'll smash him. but,
I'd kind of
yeah.
feel it.
Right, we'd see its tracks.
It's not a matter of knowing where Zaxos is. It's a matter of having disadvantage on attack rolls,
I guess so.
or at least
Cancel
at least
advantage.
offsetting
Yeah, sure,
advantage,
sure.
and
I get
et cetera,
it,
et cetera.
I
So,
get it. Seems
so,
good.
so that is Zaxos' legendary action. So the shock troopers
I'm still shocked.
are still shocked,
Except for one.
except for one. Let's see, that one shock trooper is going to.
Are you still bloody from after getting the?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We've discussed this already.
Okay. I was not listening.
A quarter of 188 hit points is not enough to get her. Okay. You can't count the temps either.
That shock trooper is going to take 2 shots at Strax. So let's see. First attack.
Oh, now you're gonna go after me and my brother? Why don't you come at me, bro?
AC 15. Probably not going to miss you, right?
We'll miss.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. That's
AC 28
troopers.
We'll hit.
for 6 force.
Pew pew.
Okay. And then
My Nana hit with more force than that.
what is the saving throw, Sarah, for the stun? It was Psychic Scream, I think, right?
Try its intelligence.
Intelligence, okay. So, intelligence saving throw for A was 8.
Miss.
B is less. C is less. And D. Oh, sorry.
It's not stunned.
It's
not
already
stunned.
out, yeah.
All right, so those 3 out of those 4 are still stunned.
Stunning.
And that
Not
is
smarter than the average bear at all.
That is the end of the shock trooper's turns. So now it is Zaxos again. Zaxos, does Zaxos want to give up the invisibility just to try to beat up Strax?
I don't know, you tell us.
Probably not. Zaxos is just going to remain invisible.
All right.
Nice.
Do it
And
to it,
Strax
Strax.
being grappled.
Strax, here we go, buddy.
Do it to it.
It's probably not all that impressive, but still, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Just thinking. You think you can hold a blacksmith with metal?
Oh,
Let's see
is
what-
it made of metal?
Let's see which of us burns more.
God, it took me longer to get that than I should have.
That could conceivably damage Strax.
It could. Strax can take it.
The most iconic Strax thing ever.
Shocking, yes.
More like hot.
Oh, ha cha cha.
Janie that shocks things.
Oh, I had you backwards.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You're brother and sister. So.
Janie's
We both
electric.
take.
Strax is
We
fiery.
both take 10 damage.
You both take 10 damage.
Nice,
Yep.
Strax.
Any creature in direct contact with the metal.
Strax would do
takes
it,
the
man.
damage.
Oh,
All right,
man,
so
he would
Strax
totally.
casts heat. Strax casts
Just
heat
laughing
metal.
maniacally.
Strax casts heat metal on the metal face tentacles, which are attached to obviously Zaxos and also to Strax.
But the important part is that if a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes the damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. But it can't, so there's no point. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of the next turn.
Nice.
So I've got disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, but I don't care.
Okay, and if Zaxos
Fail
doesn't,
save?
No, it's just it happens because it can't be dropped.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you took the damage. You don't have the metal. I don't know.
But I'm still in
but
contact.
he's still in
with
contact with
Okay.
it.
it, and I can't drop it.
True. Oh, fair. Yeah. Okay. That makes
So,
sense.
so Zaxos has the option on his turn to basically let go, essentially.
Basically,
There's nothing stopping him from letting
well,
go.
he could let go, sure, but the metal's still glowing hot.
Right. Or, I'm sorry, yes, right. He can't let go of the
He can't let go
of the
of
He
the
object.
can
metal
detach
object.
his face
Yes, 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 yes.
tentacles.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
please do.
Unless he can detach his own
Darth
tentacles.
Vader.
Who knows what goes on?
Okay,
in
so
that brain
the burning face tentacles on Strax's face, and you can see that Zaxos is very upset by it. Well, you can't see that.
I can see that.
You hear sizzling noises.
Do we see any smoke coming off?
you see a little bit of smoke.
A little bit of
see a little bit of smoke.
Coming off
What
of
does it
Strax's
smell
neck.
like?
It smells bad.
It smells like burning hair.
Red glow on
Smells like burning
face.
hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin beard pair.
I meant, what does it smell like coming off of Zaxos? I know what
Well,
he
that's like
smells
the
like.
Mad Max
burning.
smoke electronics.
I've heard him many times.
roasted brains.
No, I'm thinking overcooked calamari.
Not mon calamari.
Oh. I've smelled Strax burning. I've burnt him many times.
Okay, is that Strax's turn?
That is Drax's turn, but I guess at least one of them.
GH88 could
GH88
potentially
make
get
the attempt.
unstunned.
A 19.
Ooh.
All right, GH88 is unstunned.
So
All right.
it's a 19 on the die plus bonuses is enough. GH88
Right, is Matisse 30
Is he
within 30 feet?
30 feet?
Well, actually no, but that's a 19.
On the dice.
It's 19 total, I guess, because there's no bonus on this one.
Okay, so there's no
19
bonus.
sufficient.
No.
19 not sufficient.
GH88 is still stunned.
Okay, never mind.
Darn. You
Got my
can't.
hopes up there for
Well,
a
you
second.
can't see him to.
I thought you were all
save
in
face
range of
isn't the
Matisse.
same anyway.
Yeah.
You can't use your other goblin thing to.
No, it would have been
Buff him.
too late because I have to
Yeah.
command him with my bonus action. But
Okay.
he can free
No worries.
move on this.
It's all good.
Okay, is that turn?
That is turn. Since I don't have anything for a bonus action, so.
All right, one last chance here for a legendary action from Zaxos. Zaxos is hoping to survive to the next turn to try to do some more spell shenanigans.
Staying invisible.
Yep, staying invisible.
It's taking damage. It doesn't
No.
cancel invisibility.
No.
Okay.
Making an
about the
attack or
spelling
casting
it?
a spell. Janie, Clash Star Sorceress. Your turn.
You can technically dispel
Yeah.
the
Right,
invisibility.
I don't think it
if you have it. But
I know you talked
I
about
have
it
a
at one point,
question.
but
Yeah, sure.
I think your move was way cooler.
Yeah,
that was great. It's very
That was
apropos.
very Strax-like.
Apropos.
it was a very strong.
On brand.
If I was standing here, what would a 10-foot straight line be like from me to Zaxos?
Yeah, I just always count straight lines on the straight path or on the diagonal path, just according to the grid.
But if I
So if you're standing,
You'd have to go here
Correct.
to work with
Yep.
his rules the way that he runs it.
correct. But okay, so well, hold on though, because there is more space to the left and the right. So if you think
because
about that
technically
square,
the spell is within 15 feet, I could cast it. It doesn't have to. It's not like a spell that goes in a straight line.
what's
But
the
if
spell?
it hits, I can pull 10 feet towards me in a straight line.
Oh, okay, so you don't have to target in a straight line.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
You don't have to target in a straight line. You just they would pull on
You're
a straight
trying to
line.
lightning lure him.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got flank, but I don't know. It's,
But it could get Strax out, but at the same time, he's kind of almost better off being trapped.
yeah. It's actually good because he's holding Strax and that's not leaving him free to go after Mir Matisse.
I'll just, I mean, if it's at a weird angle, sir, I'll just have to move them at a weird angle.
I mean, you could also stand here and be able to pull him to here if that's what you want, and that would break the grapple if that's your goal.
And then I would get an opportunity attack, I would think.
No, you would
No,
not.
not on.
Oh, he's invisible.
No, it's because it would have been a forced move on his
Oh,
part.
so you pulled away from me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Opportunity attacks are only if they voluntarily.
Oh, you didn't know because you didn't make an attack, so you couldn't do Battle Master like make us attack or anything.
Correct.
Okay.
I cast a spell.
Okay.
See, I guess the question is for the group, if I pull him out of where we have him trapped right now, that'd probably be worse for us.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I'd pace the shock troopers, and if you can do some damage to him along the way, then great. But otherwise, it's my turn next.
And most likely he'll be finished, maybe.
We'll see.
Even if I gave you guys an automatic succeed on a fireball, I don't think that's good for Matisse right now.
I could probably take it.
Well, it could put you vulnerable. Like if we don't kill
They're
him,
pretty high
that could
level at
be
this point.
serious bad juju.
Um,
She could just do tons of magic missiles. If you put a huge magic missile into his face, it might take him down. Although he's invisible, so I guess does that even work?
Correct. Magic missile
Yeah.
requires a target that you can see.
Oh,
So is lightning lure.
that probably kills
Oh,
most of
lightning
her
lure requires
spells.
visual too.
Yeah,
Yep.
short of
Okay.
area.
that's fine.
The lightning lure is.
That's fine.
Okay.
I have other things I can do.
But you have advantage on an attack if you firebolt him.
Well, they'd cancel. For the first attack.
Is Eldritch Blast attack rolls, or is it just saves?
Eldritch Blast is attack. If I
Oh,
remember
so
correctly.
that's only, she only gets it for one. No.
For the first one, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can't dispel his invisibility, right? That's Strax's
cannot.
strength, and yeah, so.
Just let me play my cuckoo. I asked you about strategy, not.
Yeah, I was curious, that's all.
All right. All right. Seal.
Only got in that dimension door. Could have mind blasted all of you.
Maybe.
Well, I kept you from doing that.
Yes.
So
Janie did.
Wishes were wings.
Janie did.
if wishes were fishes and fishes were wishes.
Then fishes would be dishes. Or maybe vicious.
Janie has only just started to repay being stunned for 1.5 rounds. Or 2 rounds.
For basically the entire first adventure
Yeah.
of this fight.
It's crazy. It's been 3 adventures on the same fight. I think that's the most epic.
Just like we did in Points of Light against Orcus and the Undead Army.
I think that one went 4.
No, it was 3.
It was 3?
It was 3, yeah.
Okay. I don't remember.
Okay,
Yeah, it's been a
I
while.
am going to
Right.
here and
What does that mean?
Burning of the hands.
burning of
Burning
the
hands?
hands.
Okay.
Sorry, the word left my head for a minute there.
Do you have the template?
I do.
I think I can get 1, 2, 3. I obviously can't get all 4 because it's a 15-foot cone.
I was just thinking of your positioning this time. I think you might be a little off. Oh,
Nope.
okay.
She's perfectly fine.
Because I can get all those 3, right?
All right. For some reason, I was thinking it was just 13. Never mind. Okay.
You can get the 3 that are,
I
you can
had-
get the
I had
3
the
that are
wrong
stunned
template in my
because they
head.
automatically fail deck saves.
Oh, I was thinking about.
I mean, you can do that too, but I'm just trying to maximize your effectiveness.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Boom. Okay, so I'll cast that at level 6.
Level 6. Okay.
6.
They automatically fail deck saves.
Automatically fail, so 8d6 is coming their way.
And give me the fire damage on the poor stunned shock troopers.
Hey, you know what?
Kick them while they're down.
I will.
This person.
That's how you
They
win.
did to me.
Yes. That's how you win.
This-
And I
this-
have a
this
max
spellcaster-
die there,
Ooh,
so I will add another one.
Nice. Yeah, Janie.
They're like, that stupid spellcaster that was out for like 1.5 adventures is now stunning me and shooting fire in my face.
22. So that's 22 fire.
22. 22 fire.
Unfortunately, no surge.
No wild surge.
No wild surge.
Okay.
But I am going to use my quicken spell. 2 sorcery points, converting one of my cantrips into a bonus action.
Okay.
And I am going to use Firebolt.
Who are you shooting at?
Because I have distance, I have 240 feet range on it. So I bet you can guess who I'm going to shoot it at.
Zaxos?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's 4d10s, and I have advantage.
Except he's invisible, which.
Right, you can't see him.
But you still can do the attack. It's just normal.
So your advantage and his disadvantage cancel out to a normal attack.
Still good,
Oh,
though.
okay.
Still awesome.
Does it say you have to be able to? Well, I guess if it's an attack roll.
It says fire at a creature or object within range.
Okay.
There you go.
Then you're
It
good.
doesn't say that you can
Nice.
see.
Then you
Yeah.
are good.
Normal roll.
Yeah.
So that's an AC 22.
I'm sorry. Say what again?
AC 22.
AC 22 does hit Zaxos.
Okay.
Again, no shield.
Okay, 10, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Sexy damage.
21 damage with a firebolt on Zaxos.
Nice job, Janie.
Okay, so you shoot the firebolt at Zaxos, who has face tentacles around Strax's face, wanting to eat his brain. And you
Get off my brother!
you kill Zaxos with your firebolt.
Yeah!
I did scream, get off my brother! Greg flips him off the board.
So
I just flip it off.
Did I kill those guys?
no,
Oh!
but they all surrender. When Zaxos falls,
Well, they can't surrender. They're still stunned.
well, that one guy surrenders.
No, hold on, don't get us.
Please, I got
We're just paid, mooks.
I need to go over there and punch one of them.
Just
Be our guest.
I have to admit, I
put your
was,
service to
Punch
the
the
test.
stunned ones that can't fall down.
Stop punching yourself.
well, are you guys murder hoboing the
No.
shock troopers? Okay,
No.
I didn't think so.
They're just paid monks. Mooks.
So they surrender to you.
Felt good.
Apropos.
I was
Rate check. 109.
Nice.
I was a little nervous going into that because I knew there was a couple of strategies that Zaxos could have used, and the one that he tried was basically like Dimension Door and then use Mind Blast on everybody that was basically left over in that area. The other thing that I conceived of that could have possibly happened was the fact that Zaxos had Disintegrate, and I knew Janie was badly injured, and I'm like, that could be a desperation move.
But it wouldn't save his life.
No, but I mean, it was like if it was desperate enough, then he might try it. But again, like I don't think he would have in that situation. I don't think that would have been his choice. So, but I was like, there's a possibility that Sarah's character get disintegrated. I'm like, I don't like that.
That's part of why Arvine went straight to her with the adrenaline shot.
Okay, so go to my once
Needle pulling thread.
the encounter is over section. Okay, so they surrender to you, and essentially I'm sorry. Hold on. How do you want to proceed? They surrender. You tell me what you want to do right from this point.
Round them up.
Arvine,
Janie's gonna fall to her knees and bawl her eyes out.
Arvine
Okay.
takes charge
Janie, let some emotions out.
and says, "Who among you can order them to call off the attack?" And she directs
the one that's not stunned.
directs the lead shock trooper.
The one that's not
to
stunned says,
get on comms and put out word to call off the attack.
Okay. So that shock trooper does do that.
All right.
And-
I of course divest them of their weapons and then loot the rest
Sure.
of the corpses.
Sure.
There's an interesting device that seems to shoot out cables that would be useful for tying them up.
Arvine gives comms or communicates with Hal and says, "Hal, we're finished over here. You should see the attack stopping any minute now. How are things over there?"
She says to you, it appears that the remaining Illithid Empire fleet is breaking off and scattering into wild space.
All right, good. Let them go. Turn to Strax and say, "I'd like to try to take Urena to the temple. Matisse and I still have quite a few favors with them."
She has no brain.
Right? But a
that doesn't-
resurrection spell, if we can afford it, would do the job. I mean, there's a morbid part of Arvine that's
do we
curious
know
if
that?
the brain is still intact.
There's no brain.
Yeah.
There's no brain.
Cut open his belly, there's no brain. Yeah.
There's a big hole in the head, and you can
Right.
see it's empty.
No, I'm
Do you
referring
want-
to
do you-
Zaxos'
Do you want to
belly.
cut over Zaxos? So
Yes,
do you want to cut open
Arvine is
Zaxos'
morbid enough
belly?
that she would try it and desperate enough. So yes.
Okay,
Is there an intact brain?
You see partially digested brain.
Okay. All right.
That is really messed up. I think
I
you.
don't know how I feel about you right now.
I think that you are all horrified by what you just saw.
Matisse is not
I get it,
horrified.
but, you know.
Matisse is like, yeah, just another day at the office.
No, I might have done
Well,
that
she
at some
is
point.
limited understanding of magic. She didn't know if getting the brain back would be something that would make it so we could save her ourselves. She feels really bad.
Maybe if you take a little bit of back, they can reconstruct the rest of it.
Well, if we go
I don't know
into-
what genetics look like out here. You know, maybe we could grow it in a test tube. Oh,
Doctor,
And have brain in a jar.
what if we do resurrection, though? If the
Oh,
temple
how
can
much-
do it.
Yeah.
No.
How much in character knowledge do you have of what the clerics can actually do?
She doesn't. She would take her and ask. Arvine feels personally responsible for what happened to her. She wants to try
Well,
to
then
save
we
her.
can. Well, then we can take our next.
I mean,
And I do have a few
Yeah.
favors still, so.
So what's happening?
Oh. All right. Well, I guess
apparently we're taking the brainless person back.
we're
the
taking
temple.
urea. For
Taking her urea. I'm taking her body back to the
speaking of disturbing,
At the very least, she can get a proper burial.
So
But I guess for the more immediate concern is we're still
that's not
in
a
the middle
rush.
of a
Yeah, I have you
we're
put
still
her in the
middle of
bag.
ship.
But
Well,
yeah, anyway.
right now you're on the ship.
Yeah. So what else do we need
you
to do
you
here?
deal with her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look for the ship controls.
Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Cause hey,
You've set
we just
just a
got a
bunch
new
of
ship.
rabid squirrels on the ship, just so you know.
So what's that? So Strax is looking for the control panel,
Yep,
basically?
I'm gonna go look for the ship controls.
I'm
'cause
just
right now
thanking
there's no
God
power.
I didn't die. and I'm pretty high on adrenaline still, I think. So
You are. So you can find the control panel pretty easily. Do you want to try to figure out how to use it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Give me a investigation check with advantage because of your artifice.
Investigation. Where's my investigation?
And you're new to me, so.
So with advantage, which is worse. So that's a 16. 16.
Plus 2.
Oh yeah, plus 2, 18.
18. It's a little bit. It's a little bit different than what you are used to. You think you could basically point it in the right direction and get it moving.
Okay.
Beyond that, you're not really sure about a lot of the functions of it.
That's all right. I got time to figure it to work on it. As long as I can get it. As long as I can get it moving in roughly the direction.
Okay. Okay, so Strax does that.
All right. Well, can I? Let's see. It's not like the rock. It's not like the rock has like a calm central where I can just let everybody know that hey, we're friendly now. We're taking by friendlies
We could put a white flag on the ship
or something.
Land, yeah.
Oh, that's true. It does have an open deck.
How does
yeah.
this? How does approaching the rock even work? We've got a ship that's the size of the rock.
It's not.
Not this one, but-
It's not facing the direction of the rock right now. It's sort of a little like off kilter.
Well, we've got our little ships.
Yeah, I mean, I tell Hal to direct any ships that are surviving, that are allied. Any ships that we can recover that were abandoned from the Illithids back to the rock.
Well, do remind me, how big is the ship we're on
Or
in relation
back to the
rock?
Spelljammer.
Can it be?
Okay, so you say that's a Hal.
Yeah, and actually, I ask if do the Shivoks have medical abilities advanced enough to heal someone who's died who isn't fully intact?
So you hear Hal come back over the comm, and the first thing she says is, "Arvine, the rock has been completely destroyed."
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Where's Sparkle?
Oh no!
Did you not see it?
No, we were
kinda-
facing away from the rock. We were fighting for our lives here, trying to kill Zaxos, and thankfully we did. No,
The rock has been completely destroyed.
horrifying. How many survivors in the craft that we're fighting?
Well, during the space battle, I coordinated with the population of the Spelljammer and dozens of other ships to try to evacuate as many citizens to the Spelljammer as possible. More than half of the rock's 12,000 citizens died in the attack, including Prince Andrew and his court. The population of the Spelljammer is all that remains of the Rock of Brawl, and it is now populated by 4,982 people.
Okay.
Did Earl make it out?
I asked the question for her.
I don't know.
All right.
Well, if we start up a board,
Let's get back there. We need to see
report for work or
who
else.
remains. We need to
So there's no
see
church
who
to go
needs
to.
healing. Well, we need
Right,
to
there's
see
no
if any of
friends.
the clerics survived and how depleted their resources are right now. So yeah, I
So what's
guess
happening?
we go back to the Spelljammer and
I
direct any other ships that surrendered that if they want to join the Spelljammer, be part of a peaceful, cooperative population, they can.
Nobody surrendered. Everybody just scattered.
Okay, there wasn't
The
any.
Illithid
Okay.
fleet scattered into wild space. Once they knew that Zaxos was destroyed,
Okay.
they just took off.
They gave up the fight.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they're Illithids.
Was there
pretty sure they
anyone
could feel
else
him
there
disappear.
from the Resistance in those other ships?
Say again.
Were there any of Urina's people?
We probably won't know
The
until
Empire
we-
Resistance.
Probably won't know until we dock and
Okay.
can start.
I didn't know if there were
making-
ships that were like clearly flagged
No.
with a symbol or
No.
something like
I
that.
highly
that's not-
doubt that Hal's had the time to
Yeah. Okay.
check all that out.
So that'll be something else we'll look into.
Yeah, I mean,
when
there's
we
this
get
massive
back.
space battle going on.
Okay.
Make your bulleted list. I
Yeah.
know how much you like
Hal
your
and the
list.
Spelljammer,
Check it
Hal
out,
and the
guys.
group
We
in the
got-
Spelljammer were
Okay.
trying to evacuate as many people as possible.
Okay.
The remaining population of the rock is on the Spelljammer. With the destruction of Zaxos, the Illithid fleet all scattered into wild space.
Okay.
And you guys have the command ship.
Let's
All right,
let's.
well, I am going to at least attempt to steer the command ship in the direction of the.
Well, while
of the
you're
spell- of
the
doing
Spelljammer, so
that,
that we can-
What type of ship is this one?
I'm going to go.
Monoloid.
It is a Nautilus ship.
I'm going to loot the ship.
It's on the screen,
Keep
actually.
it.
Yeah, I want.
just-
Well, I want to see if we can. Sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
It takes psychic ability to power it, steer it.
It has what is called a pool helm.
Okay. That takes illithids.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So there'll probably some living illithids down there powering the ship.
Okay.
We might want to get some guards
they
on that now that I think
comply.
about it.
But I think we should also further loot the ship, like see if we can find the captain's quarters. What did Zaxos have stashed away?
Well, we can
Any
at least we got.
scrolls, anything that could be useful?
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I think it's a series helm. I'm not sure. Whatever allows Strax to actually pilot the ship, I'll just say that's what it is. It's not really important for the fluff right now.
Okay.
Well, we got all the time to check out the ship we want later.
Okay.
It's our ship now.
Okay.
So basically,
want it
once
to be
once
our
once
ship,
you
really?
orient the ship in a certain way, you can basically see
The whole.
that there's a massive debris field about 1.5 miles across, full of pieces of the rock and wreckage of hundreds of ships, possibly thousands of ships. But there's just massive debris where the rock used to be.
Well, we're getting no answers sitting here. Let's
Let's get back to the.
get back to the
Spelljammer.
Spelljammer.
Okay,
Why is it that every place we call home disappears?
so you go back to the Spelljammer.
Because the universe is a cruel place. Which is why we need to be crueler.
I don't think you're helping, Strax.
Okay,
Well, at least we have the Spelljammer.
Yes.
At least I still have you guys.
And I still have you guys, too. I felt I was going home for a moment.
I can't wait to be rid of all of you, except for you. I'm going home.
So you get back to the Spelljammer.
I'm picking a home, and I'm sticking with it.
And you can see a variety of different ships that you assume were either docked at the rock or in close proximity to the rock during the battle. A lot of them are very badly damaged, and they're basically on the landing strips where the small jammers usually are. And a lot of the small jammers, both the slightly larger small jammers and the attack craft small jammer, a lot of them are not there. You presume probably destroyed during the fight. You meet up with Hal, and she says, "I'm glad that all of you are still alive."
It was a close thing, but we.
I'm glad the Spelljammer and
You
you and the
lucked
Spelljammer
out.
made it too. So.
She says, "Unfortunately, we lost Maze and Dimble during the battle.
Sad.
Maze being the changeling bard and Dimmel being the gnome alchemist.
I'm gonna run up to Hal and give her a giant clomping hug.
Okay. She tries to fight back her emotions.
Stoic elves.
High elf emotions.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll give him military honors later. Best I can do. Right now, we got some stuff to organize.
Yep. We need our investigators to thoroughly check the command ship just in case there are any artifacts or stuff hidden there that we don't want to have fall into bad hands.
First things first. We
First
got a
things
ship
first.
full of people that are
Yeah, we gotta
completely
see who needs
confused and
healing
unarmed,
and get everybody
we need to
organized.
get everybody, situated, find places for them. I don't know. I think we got a bunch
First
of
things
weird...
first, we gotta drink to Captain Hal.
Yes.
Captain
Captain Hal.
Ron. Shut up.
For a battle like that, we
We
do need to
finally-
raise a glass or two.
Yeah.
We
Thanks for
finally
that. Let's see if somebody set up a
gave
still
him
somewhere. Let's go
what he
find Luigi.
deserved.
Let's go find Luigi. I'm pretty sure he made it.
Alright, let's see if Luigi's here, and then we gotta put out a call for Earl and any clerics that we can find. Okay.
Okay, so you start trying to coordinate with Hal and the crew of the Spelljammer, trying to get things as settled as possible, given that this is the immediate aftermath of the destruction of the Rock of Brawl. And you see, after a little while, you do see a familiar beholder float over to your group.
Yay!
Yeah, I wasn't worried.
Luigi
about
says, "Hey, it's been months since I've seen you, and then the rock gets attacked. Everyone's dying. My bar's destroyed. And you come back to Brawl with the Spelljammer. If I ever run into those shock troopers again, they'll be dust. How y'all doing?"
Hey, we're really thirsty. Has anybody set you up with the bar yet?
"Oh yeah, I got a new bar here."
Ah,
Thirsty.
sweet.
I run up to Luigi and I climb up his eye stalks. I give him a kiss right next to his big old eye.
"Oh, thanks, Jay. That's great."
Oh, I missed you so much, Luigi.
Don't forget to take a shower afterwards.
I, for one, am very,
I already needed one.
very thirsty.
"Yeah, come over to the bar. We'll have a drink."
Alright.
We'll raise a glass to those we've lost.
Arvina's mom, she's still looking for Earl. It's like,
So are you going over to the new laughing beholder with him?
yeah, but she's
Yeah.
asking about Earl as they go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get to the bar and you see Earl in there drinking. And he's like, "Hey, boss, you made it. Jay, it's good to see you.
Alright, Earl, good.
Harvey Matisse, I'm glad you made it.
Good.
Boy, that was rough. I'm telling you right now."
Good morning. We're gonna have to pick out a new forge. I expect you to report to work at the usual time.
There's an arm.
"Oh, I've already found a location, boss.
All right, perfect.
I just need you to approve it."
All right, we'll go check it out later.
You see he has some blood on his shoulder. He has like a wound. It's not stopping him from drinking. but he's fine. He's fine otherwise.
Can I use just a little fire to cauterize it?
I don't know.
Do you want to?
Yeah. Janie would do that.
Okay.
Don't be making things worse.
I cauterize his wound.
I already can only smell burning hair. I don't need to smell more.
He kind of grimaces a little bit and is like, "Thank you, Janie." he said thank you.
Early, look out for you. I love you.
You see he kind of pauses for a second and he's like, Janie, with all this death and destruction, it's got me thinking, maybe we could get together sometime for dinner or something.
Yay!
First date.
Everybody's like, wait, they're not actually dating?
How does Janie respond?
I thought you'd never ask.
All right, sounded good.
Be a shame if you have to work so much you never get there.
Arvina loves Strax.
Tries to sound like he's getting a little text in there.
All of a sudden, Strax grimaces from the mind sliver that goes in his brain. I'm not so tired I can't do that.
Okay, so you have a drink to Captain Braun?
Absolutely.
To all those we've lost.
Finally avenged
To
his
the
death.
honored dead.
Here,
Okay.
here.
Here, here, says Earl. Here, here, says Luigi.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, so you basically continue to kind of coordinate with everyone and try to get basically everyone kind of situated, on the Spelljammer. Everybody basically has this new life on the Spelljammer now. So it's so Janie, you get this weird. You're not in connection with the Spelljammer at the moment, but
We're still really good friends.
yeah, but you get this like this really wonderful feeling that is coming from the Spelljammer. It's more ambient than like direct with when you're wearing the crown. And Hal actually does mention to you that the ship feels whole once again, like it's fulfilling its function, its purpose, its greatest desire. It has people that it can take care of. So tell me, let's go around the table, and everybody basically tell me what your plans for the future are with like the population of the remaining population of the rock on the Spelljammer, and like what you think that your characters might do in the future. I'm going to start with Sarah unless she wants me to not start with Sarah.
No, you can start with Sarah.
Okay. So what do you think Janie would do at this point?
Janie's hopefully going to continue her little romance with Mr. Earl, and while he hopefully builds a successful business with her brother, she wants to establish a magic school.
Okay.
For other people with quirky abilities to learn how to control their magic.
Okay. Cool. Kate, do you have plans for Ivy?
So did we find a healer who could bring back Urena?
Oh,
that
sorry.
would affect some of my decision.
So,
Track mine.
yeah, the one of the things that I had in mind, kind of in case somebody had a permadeath, I can use that for Urena, which is essentially that the temple of the priest from the Temple of Mayheen that survived. There are a handful of them that survived, and they can use True Resurrection to bring her back if you want them to do that.
Absolutely.
Is there a cost for that?
She
Usually
wants
something like that's pretty
I mean, we were
Normally,
sitting on
yes, but
favors,
since their world just got destroyed, they're not going to charge for
I
that.
did have 3 favors.
yeah, I think I had 2, so we had some
They
of
also
that
have
too.
like tons of favors, and
Yeah,
we
I know.
did just
Yeah.
Save
save
their
the
bacon.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So,
guys.
I mean, the world got destroyed,
right.
but we had an extra world standing by.
So
I mean,
replacement.
they could have wiped out everybody else if you guys hadn't stopped Saxo. So
I think Irvine feels tied to her family and would want to stay with her friends on the Spelljammer as a base of operations, but she'd also want to talk with Urena and see, I guess, what's left to be done as far as looting out the rest of the Empire. There has to be other leaders and pockets of people who might try to make trouble. So she would want to see if Urena thinks that they have it in hand, if they think they could use help from her and maybe Matisse, if Matisse is willing, or from, I don't know, the whole ship, if the ship is willing. So
well,
that's
I
part
mean,
of their
she
travels.
essentially tells you that Zaxos was the link.
Okay.
And that she can't for sure say that there aren't going to be other people that want to try to continue the Empire.
Okay.
She doubts it, but she is basically planning. What her plan is to do is to try to basically kind of use her contacts and travel the galaxy, basically looking to see if there are any groups that are trying to restart the Empire. She wants to kind of make sure that they're not trying to reband, come together and regroup. I mean, if you want to help her with that, you can, but she has people that are sort of under her command that she's going to basically put the task to be watching out for them so they don't reform the Empire.
So, yeah, I mean, Arvine is the protector. She would tell Urena to stay in close contact, and if things arise where they needed our help, I would... At least Matisse and I would go and help for sure. If you guys wanted to join, then I offer that at least on behalf of me and Matisse.
Okay.
And,
She asks how she can contact you because now your home is on a traveling object or creature, really.
Can we
I
give
ask
her a
Easy enough to whip up like
communicator?
Easy enough to whip up like a pair of sending stones or something. It's a low level item.
is that something you can do?
Yeah,
It's
I
within my
think
character's
yeah.
capabilities.
sending stones work
Yeah.
across
I mean,
planes.
We do still
believe.
have some tech from Galmor of the Arcane. He had left us with the beacon that would teleport people back to his
Doesn't really help
residence,
us
but
with this.
yeah.
No, I mean, sending stones I think have to be within a plane, but it's something. I don't think we're going
Yeah.
plane hopping too far.
I think
Why
we
don't-
have
why don't
a
we just-
chance of reaching someone with a sending stone across planes, but it's less of a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
If I
play it.
remember
So
the
sending
rules.
stones,
I
if
can
you're
soup it up.
willing.
Let's even
Okay.
say that I can soup it up.
It's if Strax wants to construct a pair of sending stones to give one to you, that's fine.
All right.
That would
Give her
work.
the wrong number.
Otherwise,
Well, I mean, assuming that assuming you're on this plane because you can plane shift in the Spelljammer, assuming that you're on the plane,
There's only so much we can do.
yeah.
and
yeah.
otherwise, I think that Arvine would confer with her parents too, and maybe Matisse, and set to the idea of maybe creating a combat academy on the Spelljammer so that we can train more of the crew to help protect and defend this amazing thing that we
Okay,
now
so
have.
Janie's doing the magic school. You're doing a combat academy. Okay. Strax, is that everything, Kate?
Yeah.
Okay, Strax.
Well, Strax was always pretty annoyed with just how disorganized things were on the rock as a whole.
Okay.
You had all the royals that were doing their thing, and all the plebeians that were doing their
yeah.
thing, and then you had the underbelly that was doing their thing, and nobody was really talking anything. So Strax is running for mayor.
Oh God.
He figures he can use the his fame and stuff to try to actually, get things organized across the entire.
Janie doesn't even run, and she still beats you.
Hey, he's pretty curmudgeonly, but hey, he can get things done. Right.
Well, I mean, the population of the rock essentially is looking to the people that brought the Spelljammer back to try to help establish some kind of a government of
An
some
order.
kind. Sure, an order, yeah. And
So, I mean,
if Strax wants to be a part of that, absolutely.
I mean, it's a smaller population now. He's only
It is, yeah.
4,000 people.
It's just shy of 5,000, yeah.
just under 5,000, so that shouldn't be too bad. And heck, Strax could keep an eye on both the upworld and the underworld, and actually,
Well, there is.
There's no underworld of the
of course,
Spelljammer.
where there's people, there's an underworld.
Yeah, but there's no physical,
Yeah,
Yeah.
under city.
right.
Thank God the Stargate is gone.
The Stargate is probably in a lot of pieces.
Would that still be
Stargate
floating around out there?
Did that survive?
I don't know. We could have more adventures, like some one shots in the future, maybe. Just on a side note, before I forgot, because I thought this was funny. Hi, sweetie.
Someone else thinks it's funny.
Hi, honey. So during all this time that you're organizing and making plans for the future and whatnot, you do happen to notice that Strahd is on the Spelljammer.
Oh God.
I was thinking about that guy. Gosh, I'm like, did he get on there too?
And you happen to see that he now has an entourage of 4 young human males, 3 with long blonde hair and 1 with long dark hair. Which was something that I had actually written into an adventure where you guys were going to deal with the Lost Boys. And then it didn't happen. It was an idea that wound up getting lost in the shuffle because of the way the adventures worked out.
Because of the stupid pies. Probably.
I don't remember the exact
Blew
reason.
those pies up.
But anyway, he can use his forge to fund his campaign, and
And eventually leave it behind for Earl to take over.
pretty much.
Sure, that's perfectly fine. I mean, as long as the party members don't object to.
Oh, even if they do object, too bad for them.
I object. You don't make a good mayor.
I mean, it's really up to you guys
You need to write
to establish this government
to get your
order.
moral compass.
If you're going
I
to
don't
keep
need a
us as
moral
a
compass.
council
I just
around
need somebody
you.
to delegate things to. If I'm going
I'm just
into
blinking at him for those.
if I'm going into politics, a moral compass is just a liability.
So if you're the mayor, am I
You need
still...
somebody that has the charisma to actually cover up your BS.
There you have a point. Okay.
Anyway, Matisse.
All right, so Strax will work with all of you to work in some kind of like government order where Strax could maybe be the figurehead, but you can all make decisions together.
Is the mayor
That's
also
fine.
the
The neck.
captain? Is it synonymous?
What's that?
Is the mayor also the captain?
No, not necessarily.
Hal is
No,
still
no.
the captain.
Hal's kind of,
Hal is the pilot. Hal is the pilot.
but there can be a separation between the captain,
You guys-
the ship, the functions,
Yeah.
and the person who runs the city and the city functions.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much the highest up people on the ship, and you can figure out how to do that government, leader, captain things on your own. Go ahead, Matisse.
I think Matisse will probably do a lot of things with the burgeoning church to help kind of get.
With rebuilding the Church of
Yeah.
Mayheen.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
And that's a lot to atone rather for some of the things that she has done in her past.
Sure.
So she felt the need to do that, especially since when she was killed for a while, she kind of, had a chance to, as divas do, flash back to their past selves.
Memories of the past lives, yeah?
Yeah, and saw those actions she had at the time and wanted to do better, of course, and that's why she joined the group of people in the first place. Aside from saving Arvine, she also probably would work on doing some other adventures and other surgical strikes or things out there to better establish the station as a point for people to come to.
You talk about the Spelljammer?
Yes.
To get people to know.
Outreach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see, who they can form ties with
Sure.
and bring more diversity to the ship itself.
See, we even have ties into the theocracy now.
Seeking allies.
Yeah, I mean, the ship is going to travel all across the universe basically as this traveling. It's almost like the Rock of Brawl, but now it's very mobile, and
You're going to collect
and it can plane shift.
Seek
troubled sorcerers.
Yes.
And
You can actually travel to other planes and seek out people and try to help people.
And
keep going.
She probably would one day return to the plane again, just to kind of to rest and maybe decide whether or not she's going to do any other adventures.
Okay, so are you going to be away from the Spelljammer while you're doing all this?
The Astral Sea, is that what you were talking about?
At some point.
Yeah.
That could be way
Okay, so you're staying with the Spelljammer for
right?
way in the future.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Because she has pretty much infinite life, so.
That's true. Is that everything?
I think she's good.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for me about anything, like maybe some kind of plot point that I didn't tie up, or what was happening during this fight? Did this thing happen this way? Like, is there anything sort of behind the Dungeon Master screen about anything that happened that you would like to know?
I'm forgetting it.
I
Hang
told you to
on.
write these things
Right?
down.
Hang on. Give me a second.
how much does Janie annoy you?
Not really.
How much distracts? No, never. Don't answer that.
The question is, how much does John annoy you?
Brutal.
I mean, it's Drax.
That was a good Strax idea that he had with the whole fire metal.
Eat metal?
Yeah.
You mean
It never actually
he
came into
spent the
play 'cause he
entire
died.
campaign asking if things were made of metal?
Yes.
Yes.
And in the final battle, he's made of metal.
Weaken him enough that
I would have
you
tried it
kill him.
earlier, but everything kept distracting me.
Yeah, you managed to take his hit points down just enough for me.
I don't know what I would have done if you had actually had gotten me and managed to get my brain from me. Like, I would have found some way not to have it happen if it were even possible.
If your brain had been sucked out, you would have still reincarnated 7 days later on the Astral
Yes,
Sea.
but I would have been out of the fight.
You would have been,
period.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
'cause
actually
would
mental-
your reset to 1 hit point, would that have worked in that
No.
case? Or
No.
no?
He wouldn't have
Because
had
it
a
would have
brain.
killed
No.
him.
Now,
I was
if
actually
something makes you, sorry, John, if something makes you dead,
Right.
then you're dead. If something makes you making death saving throws, then his
Unconscious.
thing would trigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
Two
thing
centimeters.
is-
Dead is different than unconscious.
Yeah. What were
I
you
was
saying,
actually
John?
mentally preparing to have my brain sucked out. Did you not?
Well, the problem with that was that you had to have a certain amount of hit points, and basically it says it was I think it was 10d10 plus something damage, and if the damage reduced you to 0, then your brain got extracted.
So 10d10, so it so at most 100, and I had 143 remaining. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't have had-
yeah. I knew you guys didn't know that mechanic, which I like because it made you scared.
I was the only one
It made you
vulnerable
nervous.
enough to get my brain sucked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your arena
in.
started with so few hit points that it just took one tentacle attack and then that reduced all of her hit points. Which again, I wasn't planning on that originally.
Right.
Which, if it had gotten to my turn, I would have actually have had 10 extra hit points and it wouldn't have worked. But your turn came before mine, so I wasn't able to make use of the feat with the champion that I had.
Oh
of
yeah,
my
yeah,
20th
yeah. You're
level.
saying because power word kill, it kills your character outright if you have 100 hit points or less.
Yeah.
And you had 94.
Yes.
Right.
Well, sometimes the initiative just got us going our way. Like I'm over being annoyed that I never got a chance to actually do anything for Yuri.
Yeah,
She died right
it was
away.
extremely complicated because I had 2 characters that had legendary resistance and legendary actions.
And they both went super early in the fight.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It was the initiative order that killed them.
Yeah.
Correct. It was initiative order that kept Janie out of the fight for like
The whole first session.
a session and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Janie had rolled high initiative, or if you had rolled high initiative, then you and the droids would have probably been out of there.
Right.
Janie would have been out of there. You know, it just happened to be the initiative really kind of borked you guys there.
We would have been throwing magic all over the field and keeping them on their toes better.
And
Yeah.
probably would have had this thing wrapped up last session.
And I rolled well enough that I wasn't completely after them.
No, you and I were very
things happen.
fortunate that we managed to bug out before
Arcanos was
everything.
Arcanos was a complete.
What would we have
thing.
learned about Arcanos? Yeah.
What would you
Like
learn
if
about
we had
Arcanos?
ever gotten to actually talk to Arcanos rather than
It's kind of an open
blindly killing him on the field.
Well, I mean, the body is on the command ship before you guys go back to the Spelljammer.
Okay.
And if you take the armor or the helmet at least off, you see there's a woman there.
Oh.
And
That's a surprise.
I don't know that you would have necessarily learned anything. I mean, I guess if you had a conversation with her,
Yeah, I didn't know if we ever would have gotten a chance
You-
to talk
I mean,
to people. Yeah.
you know, she wasn't exactly the sharing,
Yeah.
opening up type, but you know, she was essentially somebody who had had a very rough life and had decided to take up bounty hunting as a way to make money and got really good at it. And it was kind of good at capturing and or killing. And so she made her living as a bounty hunter, and she worked for Milfoy, she worked for Zaxos, she worked for anybody, whether good or bad, across the universe.
What was Mealful's tie to Zaxos? Had you like picked anything specific or no? Or
No, it basically was because because Arcanos knew where Matisse was, that she shared that information with Mealful, and also the information that Zaxos was looking for the Spelljammer and looking for the Astrolabe. So those paths seemed to all kind of converge together. So they basically got together because they kind of had the same goal in mind. They were looking for the Astrolabe. They were looking for Matisse. So they just kind of got together in search of essentially Matisse and the Astrolabe, which seemed to be in the same location. Like you guys were all together with the Astrolabe. And they were like, we got to find that stupid thing and get Matisse. And we know Matisse's group has it. So they just banded together.
okay.
So you
Did you have
notice
something, John?
My brain.
Specifically.
Something
Would,
specific?
Do you think the Spelljammer would be all right if we flew back to my home village and blew it up for pissing off?
No.
I don't think the Spelljammer would want to do
Wanton
that.
killing sounds like a plan.
So if I started at the beginning of the campaign, you guys all got to the rock looking to basically join a Spelljamming crew, which you did with Captain Brond. And then you guys went like on salvage missions. You guys eventually went down into the sewers with Callista.
Yeah, whatever happened to the guy to those guys that we let go? Did they get blown up too?
Which, who, what, now what?
The original guys that we let go, that I was very pissed off at everybody for letting them go because it was
Oh,
going to come
the
back.
slaver people.
Yeah, our arch nemesis that never became an arch nemesis.
The people that were in the sewer, the
warehouse
slavers.
owner.
That's when we were the
Like
sewer
warehouse
side
owner,
squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the sewer guys.
The guy that took the Eric Okra.
I mean, they're. Oh yeah, I can't remember his name now. Marin, was that his name?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's right.
Marin?
Yeah.
It was so long ago, I know.
It was. I was surprised I remember that name. Yay me. You don't know. He might be on the Spelljammer. He might be dead. You don't really know.
Well, if I find him, I'm going to
Oh,
kill him because
what was-
he's still our arch nemesis.
What was the deal with the 2 Arcane that were following us?
They were just security.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are making a really big deal out of those 2 arcane that were following through the city, thinking it was something that it really wasn't.
Skies,
No, yeah,
Illithids.
yeah, no. They were just like city security. That's all they were.
So like the critical role chair thing. Anyway.
Yeah, well, they were like, what about the chair though? And Matt's like, oh my god, it's a chair.
Does Arvine get any more visions from Mayheen?
I mean, not right at the moment. I mean, I'm sure she will.
Hey, we
some
just
point.
Spelljammer,
If
we go
Mayheen
jump over
needs
this
us to
plane
go
and blow something
somewhere,
up.
she'll probably tell me that.
Yeah, you
it's
guys went to the fire plane. You went to the desert planet.
Oh yeah, I'm
We
gonna
went to
have
Dune.
We're gonna have to go and
Argus?
kill that fire guy for betraying us. too.
But at any rate,
assuming
You
David's
guys went to
right.
the jungle planet and fought the Auntie, and you guys met
Freedom Army.
Achak.
Yes.
So I'm just throwing stuff out there just to jog anybody's memories in case there's
Sneak
anything that you
peeks.
remember. You guys went to the ice planet and basically did the thing. No, it was
Well,
the
we did
thing. It was the thing.
I know it was the thing. The alien one was my favorite,
and you guys
actually.
had Barovia kind of do a conjunction.
I don't know about Strahd's doing on the ship.
I'm
That'd be
disappointed
Strauss on the
that
ship.
the Barovia thing didn't balloon up into a little bit more. But I know, like you said, the Lost Boys thing was supposed to be the thing. And it didn't.
I was going to do a little more with that, and having Strahd on the rock, I wanted to do more with that. And one of the thoughts that has crossed my mind is that in the future, I could run like another one shot for this or something like that. And I considered the idea of using Strahd as basically the main part of that one shot.
Yeah, I mean, Strahd, as he is in the module, would be no match for us. As it
Chris
is.
could scale it up. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, Strahd is a badass in my universe.
Okay.
And if you guys ever fought
So are
Strahd,
we.
it would be for you are. You guys are all 20th level. But now we have the Lost Boys. So
Strahd tries to take over the Spelljammer. Is that the next scenario?
I don't know. I mean, I'm really not opposed to having you
I don't
guys
exactly
play these characters
we don't have
again.
a castle that's really to his taste. So he might just
You
want
may
to
be
jump
hoping
ship.
for another world. Yeah.
Yeah, he had actually, I'd written something and I don't remember the exact details of it, but when he first came to the Rock, he was living in this area where you guys went and visited his castle. And there was like a cult that was operating in that area of Brawl. And he turned them all into vampires. And basically the area around the castle, like he kind of like subverted it to like his rule.
Yeah, I think it was kind of something like that when we went to his castle, and he already had obviously vampire guards.
He did, yes.
Gatekeepers and stuff like that. Like, oh, he's already out here, extending his power.
trouble.
Yeah, extending his power. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not my problem.
He was extending his reach. I mean, it was just in his immediate vicinity, But again, maybe we'll have something with Strahd in the future at some point.
The aliens one, that was a really
Creeper
good adventure.
You like the aliens one?
I thought that was good.
I liked it because I
I
like the
did like
aliens.
blowing
yeah.
up the
What
queen's
was-
eggs.
What was the original plan before we all jumped into the portable hole? Or whatever it was.
And the what now?
Before we all jumped into the rope trick.
When we hid in the rope trick rather than just running away after she set the queen's eggs on fire.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't necessarily thinking that you guys would set the eggs on fire. I thought that you guys would just like try to run away and leave, and then Janie cast a fireball. And I mean, I just thought that you guys would probably leave the planet. I mean, I don't remember if I actually thought you would try to, exterminate all the eggs or not.
We took a lot of acid damage. Whew.
Because I think you guys put up buoys or something to say don't go to this planet, if I remember correctly.
Sounds right. We did something to set up
we
a
did
warning
something.
system.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought you guys would run, and then you went up on the rope trick, and I'm like, okay, whatever, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. We needed some
We were hurting-
restoration of
Hurting
hit
puppies
points
couldn't
and
survive
stuff.
another fight necessarily. So yeah.
Yeah, and I had thought about the idea of having Captain Braun die from pretty much the beginning of the game. That was part of my plan.
Boo.
Well, You caught us by surprise with that.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Brian too. Brian was like, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting that one." Yeah, I mean, is there any other questions before we wrap up?
Wow.
You gonna try to do any other spin-off one-shots with the module content once it comes out?
No, I mean for the listeners, the 5th edition box set where they're basically releasing Spelljammer is coming out in 4 days, and we are ending a 2-year and almost 9-month campaign. And right as we were ending it, they're releasing Spelljammer officially for 5th edition.
Coincidence? I think Wizards is listening to us.
Yes. At the very least.
I already pre-ordered it using a gift card, so I'm going to get the box set. And when I get it, I will probably use some of that content to maybe do a one-shot or something like that. Okay. I mean, I'm really excited to see how they translate it to 5th edition, because obviously I've been doing homebrew based on the 2nd edition PDFs that I bought from DriveThruRPG. And I'm really interested to see if they have any rules at all about ship-to-ship combat, like how they handle the air envelope, which I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be the same. I'm very curious if they're going to basically say, well, when you sit in a spelljamming helm, you lose all your spells for the day, because I really don't think they're going to do that.
It's a little heavy.
Yeah.
It is very heavy.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be part of the way that you pilot ships, so I'm curious about that. But yes, Kate, I will probably run a one-shot at some point.
Cool.
But we have Tomb of Annihilation, which John is going to run next, kind of in the Spacefarers slot. Sarah is
better knuckle down and actually prepare for that.
Sarah she still is doing. We're in the middle of an adventure, the second adventure for Candlekeep, and then at some point after that, Greg is going to run us as 4th level characters in an adventure from Strixhaven. So for the listeners, I believe the next regular sort of bi-weekly session is going to be a session 0 for Tomb of Annihilation, where John is going to kind of go over the expectations and the special rules and whatnot for Tomb of Annihilation.
Die! We're gonna die!
I have 5 characters ready. I have 5 characters ready to go.
37 more of me.
So anyway, important question. Do we get a long rest now?
Yes, you do.
Oh, good.
But I had so much fun running this campaign, doing all the sci-fi tropes, aliens, the Thing, Transformers, everything. It was awesome. Thank you all for being a part of it. So
That was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Longest campaign we've ever done.
yeah, longest campaign we've ever done.
Yeah.
Thank you for being awesome players. Let's say goodnight to the listeners.
Good night.
listeners.
Thank you for listening.
Loves you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review anywhere this podcast can be found. Our social media links, plus additional content, can be found on our website at knightsofroleplay.com. Please tell your friends about Knights of Roleplay and Adventuring Podcast, and spread the word through social media. Your help and support are greatly appreciated.